You're glad to see us.
Hello, and welcome to a Midnight ISO production. Racing time. Why am I appearing offline? Apparently I click these settings in my sleep. So, it's time for some more daily races. I'm picking up progress and speed on the wheel, and quite frankly the only way to get better is to continue doing some of that. So that's what we're going to do. For those that are going to be possibly joining the stream for the first time, welcome. For those returning, welcome back. And it is great to have every single person here. Simply put. Sorry, I kind of went live before I was ready to. Because I am clever that way. Right. Let's get on with it. I was doing a lot of Dragon Trail yesterday. Getting mullered, frankly, by the death chicane. I mean, it's fun. And also it's something I have to practice going through that close to flat out, because it's the other way around is going to be the manufacturer race this week. So, is it a manufacturer? No, sorry, I'm getting confused with something else. But it's going to be another, it was Daily Race C last week or something to that effect. Manufacturer this week. No, it is the manufacturer. Okay, but it's the other way around. So it can't hurt to, you know, practice it. I know it's technically going the opposite way, but quite frankly, you know, practicing one way and then the other can only be good. Okay, we're going to try qualifying in the Supra. See if we can pick up a couple of tenths. One day I'll be ready for a stream when I start. Unfortunately, the mount for my wheel has just come loose. That's more like it. Last thing you need is a wheel going, frankly, like this when you're trying to steer around the death chicane. Or as I repeatedly called it last night, the devil's anus. I've been watching Thor Ragnarok. Okay, so my yardstick is old Bertie Racer. So my Midnight ISO account is with my wheel. My Shunt 006 account is with the controller, so I'm still faster with the controller, but it's no longer 2 seconds basically, which is what it was. So I am picking up some speed, which is desirable. That's kind of why I'm here. So let's get cracking. It's why is this not as comfortable as yesterday? That's why. But it was in the wrong place. Right. Let's crack on. I've had some directions from, well, quite frankly, all the good followers, and well, everyone's a good follower. I've had some directions from Louis of how to drive this, so hopefully I can turn that into some lap time. We're take a couple of laps, just not pushing too hard, because quite frankly I'm going to go wide like that. Kind of want to ease into picking up some time with this rather than trying to banzai it on my first lap. As you see, my skills are not exactly up to par at this exact moment in time. So I'm learning this guy. I've been using a Corvette for the last 2 days. Well, actually it was just yesterday. But that style of car is very much to my liking. It's quite stable. So the only problem that's the only thing that's not stable behind it is me. I might check out some replays actually. Have a look, see what gears to go for. I don't mean Gears of War, I mean actual proper gears. But Gears of War is cool. I'm rambling. Uh-oh. Paul, you have a horrendous ability to message me when I'm qualifying. Okay. I'm also going to have to put a skin on this because I don't like the standard. Okay, so I want to get the car down to the 39s pretty quickly. Then I know I can progress. Maybe not on that one. What settings do we have this on? Just thought it felt different to last night. I thought the gremlins had crept in overnight. So she was about 6 or 7 hours ago. Literally, GT Sport, go to sleep, GT Sport. So if you're on the stream for the first time, hello, welcome. Please feel free to, on Twitch, follow. Trying to get myself up to affiliate, and every single follow really helps. On YouTube, subscribe. So on YouTube, there's a variety of games that are on the sort of back catalogue on the playlist. Hello, Paul. Yeah, it was about 6 AM in the end. Ended up basically race B streaming with Bert until quite late, shall we say. There we go. Put the chat. I've fixed the chat. Yeah, we got a bit competitive. I mean, he won, but it was fun. It's one of those scenarios of just one more race. Just one more race, and then we realised it's like 6 AM. And I jumped on the controller and sped up by, you know, my usual amount, half a second a lap or so. And then we had a near coming together in the last chicane. It turns out I take different lines when I'm on a wheel and when I'm on a controller. So this is my wheel line. Yeah, it's a GT Sport curse, isn't it? When you get into it, you really get into it. It's kind of why I actually put the game down for quite a while. It's just a sheer fact it was going to take up too much of my time. And I didn't have a goal. So I would have just been aimlessly playing it for no reason. But now that I've obviously picked up YouTube a lot heavier and Twitch actually started it, it actually gives me a goal to get to a affiliate status and YouTube, whatever the next level is on that. Plus, it's nice building a community. You met some decent fellows like yourself, and actually picking up some speed as well. So that's a good byproduct. I don't know what it is, but I cannot make it through there today. Give it time. I think I'm more comfortable with the Corvette. I really am. Suits my driving style. Change gear at 75%. Okay. I'm not comfortable with the balance on this yet. Louis recommended the balance of 1 to the rear. Any thoughts? Yeah, you are right on the changing early. Definitely is more tail happy. If you can see, that's why I'm going sideways, coming out a lot of the corners. Right, back into the 39s. What would you recommend? A front bias on the brakes? I think the tail happiness is definite relation to the turbo lag. It just kicks in and poof, going sideways. Such is the turbo. And nearly had to coming together with Bert in here. It turns out he brakes in a well different position to what I do. Well, way different position. English was good on that one. So that basically skittering up the side of him by absolute accident. Then put myself on the grass just to try and, you know, get away from it all. One rear. Yeah, for some reason I just cannot get that right, particularly in this car, although that was faster. That was an interesting line through there. Okay, so we're back into the 39.9s. I've still got a second or two to gain, really. If I want to be respectable. think I just prefer the balance of the Corvette. And the straight line speed. Okay, I'll take that hint. Yeah, I see what you mean. Didn't get it right, but I got it better. There wasn't a break on that. Oh, come on, you tail happy son of a bitch. Yeah, I found that. That's what I've been keep doing. We missed one yesterday, though. Because I'm left foot braking, which is a new one to me. I went through the death chicane yesterday in the Corvette, and I got it so wrong. My right foot came across to brake for me. I actually came across as a drive. I went, yeah, and tried to save myself. So that was fun. Might just complete this lap. Just realised I'm going to have to start the race in this car. Ah, this is going to be fun. Almost got it right. I think I might have been in the wrong gear for that. I really don't want to be starting the race in this car. I'm not used to it yet. It's kind of a tough luck sentiment for me though, isn't it? I'll give him a look. And that is how you do donuts in the Supra. Oh dear. That one moment when you think you can hear something. Oh, might have booked myself a little bit of Resident Evil 6 this afternoon. That's going to be fun. Okay, so this one might well be a first o'clock. Hello, Tash. Are you on a day off? What are you doing here? At 3 o'clock. That's weird. That shouldn't be doing that. Well, there we go. Fixed it. It's always a pleasure to have you here, Tash. And you're skydiving. Of course you are. So working hard, I see. You've come to watch me fail trying to go through the Devil's Anus, otherwise known as the Death Chicane. I remember Nelson Pikey. Right, so my controller time would have put me 4th. Okay. Question is, how many Corvettes do I have around me? Oh, apparently none. Oh, that was a missed opportunity. You're welcome, Tash. And you can enjoy my dirty laugh. You can show June the dirty laugh. Only if you show her your Velociraptor noise. I hope you liked that reel I sent to you this morning with the squirrel. Or was it a chipmunk? Okay, so pre-warning, I am not used to this car, so I am probably going to go backwards in the pack. I know it's a very pessimistic way of looking at things. Yeah, I'm just understeering like a madman. Okay. I just need to get used to the car, or go back to the Corvette. I'm going back to the Corvette. Thank you, Dillhole. You're not going around me here. You have to... Yeah. And thank you, Paul. Just seen your message. Basically, if you see me using the wheel, I'm on my second account, so I don't particularly mind about the result. It's more, this is training for me, as far as I'm concerned. Although a win would be nice. I've got a couple of wins with the wheel so far, but you know, lower lobbies. You're too good to us, Tash. I had a Twitch follower asking about you last night. Said like we were having fun on Resi 5. Finally made it through. The internet is amazing. Just probably crap where you are, I'm afraid. Okay, the Aston is not quick through that section. Yeah. Sing Tao was asking after you, so you might have a new follower. Nice one, jackass. I wish I could say that was me, but it wasn't. Got a boot up the arse on that one. I think that was Nelson Pikey. can't be certain. Because I haven't got the skills on this yet to avoid an accident once it starts happening on the wheel. The controller, I probably wouldn't have been able to save that. It's just my brain can't quite work out how to do it yet. But you know, time. Still hitting the outside of that corner. I don't think there's anything that can prepare you for an asthmatic kettle. You just got to stop snorting nitrous oxide before we go live. Laughing gas, in case you didn't know. Also the stuff that in Fast and Furious makes you... Although it doesn't work like that in real life. It's besides the point, really, isn't it? There you go, Paul. I finally made it through there. Still struggling with the bloody back end of this thing. I just can't put the grip down where I want to. I've got a very different torque pattern to the Corvette, obviously. And what's it, an inline 6 turbo or straight 4 turbo compared to a V8? Well, there's Nelson Pikey. Annoyingly, I'm actually semi-becoming more comfortable with the Supra, but I'm thinking the Corvette is going to be the way to go for me. I mean, that was faster than my qualifying time on that car. It was either Nelson Pike or J. Ray Strick. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's actually not too bad, because what it's doing is keeping my level down in the B, and while I'm learning the wheel, I'm perfectly happy with that. So, am I getting an apology from any of these drivers? He's getting a FU. Alright, moving on. Let's not dwell. Back to the Corvette. Time for resting crossed arms. It's like my resting bitch face. Oh, hear the burble of that V8. At least simulated burble. So I've got to try and get into the mid 38s. I already feel more comfortable. Apart from braking, apparently. So much more comfortable. Didn't help I tried to say that absolutely flat out, which was not the cleverest of ideas. Just realised I got some garlic bread on. Haha. Clever of me. Not gonna lie, it's not the best garlic bread in the world. Whew. Mildly charred, but edible. Just. Alrighty. Whoopsies. On multiple levels. Okay, where were we? So I suddenly remembered I'm hungry. So, oh yeah, didn't I put something in the oven? Uh-oh. I'm that close to making that go through there. I do like the look of this car. Okay, I got that completely wrong. I made it through though. Yeah. Makes it harder to overtake though. You think it'd also give it more stability? I suppose it does have more stability. Because the wider wheelbase on it. So it's going to increase drag as well, though. But it does have more of a big engine. Stick to one of us one to another. I'm so not in the zone yet. If I didn't help, I had to run out and get my garlic bread pizza thing. Yeah, I've heard as much, and it would make sense because it's just a big front engine V8, isn't it? It's the Germans trying to recapture the magic of American muscle. Which, yeah, you can argue the fact they do. I don't think Mercedes has the same magic as an American muscle car, but it's all down to personal preference, isn't it? That's more like it. Whoa, that was a big leap. Right, one more time for the devil's butthole. The death chicane. It's not quite so bad this direction, but the other direction is bloody evil. Well, yeah, just being smoother. It's also what I need to start recovering. Not like smooth jazz. Garlic bread time. I have to pick at this because some of it is dead. Nom. Hello, June. Oh God, this started me in a second. Wink. How many people can, in their casuals, eating burnt garlic bread, sound amazing going wink? Cheesy garlic bread. Trust me, Dash, you do not want this. Somebody left it in the oven for too long. Admittedly, Paul, I think I know the other way round of Dragon Trail better, the main way. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it. So we've got another YouTuber in the building. Danny GT. Danny Simo. Spaniard. No thanks. Thank you, Tash. Much love and lick ass. So surprisingly, it's actually quite nice. Crunchy. I need to pay extra for that, or other people need to pay extra for that. So it's heading into territory of a, what was it, friends only pay arena or something like that, paywall. Okay, so Mercedes class 88 up front is quick, but he's got the signal of a 1990s Wi-Fi router. Or the ping of it anyway, so this is going to be fun. Good news is, I've got the Corvette, so if I get anywhere near him, I'm past. One thing I forgot, it's the horrendous amount of understeer that you get behind another car. Oh, Jesus, he's darting around all over the place. Okay, that was fun. Thanks, Dillhole. 2 punts and 2 races. Wonderful. So that this time was the Hungarian. I'm not having good luck on this today. No, different one. Although the other Brit was just as forceful, diving past me. Different guy this time. Pretty sure it's a Hungarian. Same place. So this is now a recovery drive. I'm going to try and get back into the top 10. Not I'm going to do that, I'm not. I can take solace the fact I am quite quick unless I do that in the last sector, but again it's all down to the power of that V8. Still not getting it right. So getting a bit more right than these guys, so that's minor condolence. That GTR is slow through here. The Corvette is catching in the corner. That's wrong. How has he got a dual card number of 3? This is going to be a multi-way pass, in theory. Okay, so that J Race Strick is the one who caused me a problem in the last race, I'm fairly sure with. Okay, someone's had an off at the Devil's Butthole. They got, oh Christ. And a penalty. Thank you, game. Some days it just doesn't go your way. And that was the leader as well. Was the leader. I think I've been involved in every single major little cock-up in this race. So someone there had a massive penalty. Must have been 7 or 8 seconds. That can't be good. Need some commiseration garlic bread. I'm also going to open a window. It's going to get garlicky in here. So apologies if you can hear noises from next door. I mean, they're not quiet, but don't expect neighbours to be silent, do you? And also sorry about the light balance. It's actually day rather than midnight. for a change. Put it on charge so it stops going off. And back into the racing. So far, having a pretty abysmal session actually. But, you know, you've got to remain positive in the face of adversity. Or dill holes, in this case. And he punted up the arse twice in the same chicane in 2 races. Generally speaking, you've got to pay for that kind of action. Not that I have experience of this. Both is the honest answer for. Doing an engineering degree and I work part-time. How about yourself? Also, welcome to any new viewers on YouTube and Twitch. Feel free to say hi. It's encouraged. Finally did a damn good sector. Well, that's fair. What sort of sector was that in? I didn't decide to go to uni until I was in my early 30s. A little bit late. Yes, I know I still look youthful. Ooh. Now there's a company. I don't ever think of Lotus, I always think of them being used on Top Gear rather than the Formula 1 team. I mean, you know, you got the the Jack Player Special version. I can't remember the model that was driving around in the early 70s. But when it comes to Lotus, I'd never think about their foray into the modern Formula 1 because it was just the name. Oh, you work in football, yet you're always on a racing game. Sacrilege. Dare I ask if that's with a club or coaching, training, that sort of thing? I'm getting the feeling coach, or at least some sort of analytics, and in fact you pick up on my driving habits and that sort of thing. Got the bad cone. I literally went into that corner sideways because I wasn't paying attention to where my placement of the car was. Brilliant. Oh, there you go. And the lap that finally doesn't matter. Finally get through there as smooth as anything. That's pretty cool. Norwich. Are they in the Premiership or League One? Which my football is, I'm out of date when it comes to football. Back in the 90s when I was in, oops, wrong gear, I was in secondary school, I followed Arsenal, because obviously they were winning everything at the time. But, you know, it's just the bright red and white, you know, I've pretty much stuck with the same sort of colours, just added in black for my livery. But, so my football knowledge basically goes back to then, late 90s, early 2000s. Last bit of garlic bread. Graceful. That's pretty cool. Your analytics are doing bloody brilliant then, mate. You're able to do that from home with all the pandemic and social distancing and all that sort of thing. Thank you for joining me for my lunch. I think you'd have a riot if nobody got paid. Turning it back to F1 briefly on that note, I think it was the Caterham F1 team, which happened to be formerly Lotus and then Team Lotus, there or thereabouts. It might be Marussia. One of these two teams weren't paying the mechanics for months. Was it actually Lotus? Can't remember. Hope you heard that, because that was a good one. Another one back to dust. An honorary. Oh, there's that understeer again. Damn it. Well, that lost me about half a second. That was clumsy, but we made it. I say we, I. Why is it with Frenchmen being attracted to my ass? I mean, seriously. Sorry mate, in the Corvette, just gonna go around you. Okay, so the Spaniard and the Frenchman are going to have a fight, so it allows me to get the heck out of there. Unless I understand, like, a drunk dog. That's more like it. Smoother on the power. So you managed to 39.0. 39.4. Okay. So bear in mind, we're into the start of the lap fighting. So there's more time in this car yet. There you go, the smoothness is coming back now. It takes about an hour's worth of driving for it to reappear. Okay, it's not going to be the fastest lap of the race, but it's going to be a good one for me. So, I lied, it was the fastest lap of the race. Yes! I can imagine. I mean, if you were getting all the Lotus cars going around, they would be all the ones from the crash from the 60s and 70s. So you would have had the... I don't remember the names of them, but I know they had the gigantic exhaust pipes out the back, straight pipes. Oh, that must have been so cool. As much as I'd love to drive a F1 car, that sort of thing, I went to Goodwood a couple of years back, and there's a picture floating around of me somewhere sat next to James Hunt's car. I would not fit in them, and not because I'm a wide boy, because I'm 6'4". I just look at them, and particularly like the Lotus cars, Lotus cars. Headroom. You've only got to look at Jeremy Clarkson and see he's like this when he gets in the car. Admittedly, he's taller, but you get the idea. Yeah, that was the hardcore version of the Elise, wasn't it? As far as I remember. Yeah, I can imagine that. Okay, shall we set a personal best? Oh, nice and aggressive through there. So you should see me sitting on a go-kart. It's not in, it's on. So left butt cheek just about fits in the seat. Damn it. Whoa! Hit that curb way too hard. I think about 100 foot worth of skids, and I don't mean on the track. Woo! Code brown. So in tennis here, new balls please. I've definitely got new underwear please. No wonder it was half a second slower. I mean, quite frankly, I was sideways through that section. Happy with the catch though. So that part of cone isn't that part of the course. I don't mind a bit of sliding because it's at low speed and it's the Corvette is quite nice to slide at slow speeds. High speed though is a demon. I can't say I have, Paul. Is that a new line of Lotus? I know they all begin with E's. That's the only reason why I'm thinking it. And is that J pronounced as a H or? Evha? Elvija? I'm not very good with English, let alone any other sort of weird accent. I've had loads of people say how eloquent I am. And then I actually talk to them as a real person and they're like, ooh, no you're not. Okay, going down to first lap corner seems to help a lot. Elvia. Elvia. Okay. Ilvia? Somewhere there. And did I read that right as 2,000 horsepower? Don't get me wrong, I'm a petrol head. I love my brake horsepower. I think it's great to modify a car, that sort of thing, but a 2,000 horsepower, which is probably going to be in a car that weighs much less than, say, the Veyron, because Lotus are known for light cars. That's just stratospheric. Point, I've stopped focusing on the grip. Oh Jesus, 2,000 brake horsepower. Okay, so is that going to be four-wheel or all-wheel drive, depending on how you want to put it? Like the Rimac that Richard Hammond crashed. It's got to be, really, hasn't it? Because 2,000 brake horsepower to the rear wheels is just buy cyanide if you want to kill yourself that much. Good. Still, 500 horsepower per wheeler. They do it on a equal split. Hopefully they do it something like 60 to the back. 0 to 300 kph in 9 seconds. So what's that in miles per hour? About 230? I guess it's going to be shaped like an arrow. We are living in the days of electric cars, electric sport cars are coming. So, as much as I love my internal combustion, they are a dying breed. 187, but still in 9 seconds. That's outstanding. I actually had a conversation with my mother about electric cars literally yesterday, day before. We were trying to work out the... not logistics, the... oh yeah, the logistics of... oh god, so wide, that's embarrassing. Of charging a electric car when you just want to get home. Basically, the conclusion we come to was there's going to be a lot of coffee shops opening up. Petrol stations, charging stations. And those people that live in, say, terrace houses that can't have their own charging points, unless they're going to put them on street corners. Oh, there's an idea. Anywho, unless they're going to put charging points into the pavements or the roadwalks, sidewalks, as Americans would say, then people are going to have to sit around and wait for the car to charge. Although, there's a guy I follow on YouTube called Joe Scott? Or Ask Joe, basically. And he does loads of tech videos regarding anything you can imagine, from psychedelic substances to future technologies to global warming. You get the idea. Honestly, go follow him. He's brilliant. And one of the topics he was talking about was electric vehicles. But that's not actually where I wanted to go with that. But the actual topic I was interested in was solid-state batteries. Long story short, a lot of the batteries at the moment suffer from... they lose the power over time because of their chemical makeup. They develop dendrites, or something. I can't remember the exact term. But basically, it builds up in the battery and then become less useful. They hold less power. Takes longer to charge. Solid-state batteries have no liquid parts, so they don't develop these problems, at least for a very long time. And theoretically, they can hold... but the problem at the moment is the capacity of them. It's a bit like when we went from hard drives to solid-state drives. They're much quicker, but they don't hold as much capacity. Same problem. And on the same thinking, there's something called a supercapacitor, which charges virtually like that. Problem is, again, the capacity is like, despite being called a capacitor. And theoretically, when these technologies emerge and actually become useful, you can embed them into the tarmac in roads and charge cars as they drive. But obviously that's a whole infrastructure sort of scenario. It's going to be... the next 10, 15 years are going to be very interesting with electric cars. Games like this, which are... Alexa, thought off. Games like this, which are based on internal combustion cars, and formulas like Formula 1, F3, F3000, you get the end of that, are going to die unless they radically alter. I saw an article literally just yesterday saying that Porsche, or Porsche, depending on your point of view, are looking at coming into Formula 1. But the caveat was if synthetic fuels become mainstream in Formula 1, which I'm all for. It should be carbon neutral, And yeah, effectively you could keep internal combustion formula around for a long time, particularly if you enhance electrical power. Be carbon neutral, sound great, and be fast. But hey, that's my thinking. Yeah, that's exactly it. Contactless charging, but with cars. I mean, all you have to do is technically put an induction coil in tarmacs, particularly at, say, traffic lights, and they're just sitting there charging. Or you could, or you could go one step further and run them all like a tram. Have a little wire at the top, which is going woo all the way around like a bumper car. But yeah, okay, that's not likely. But you know, the theory is that the stuff like this can be done. And as much as I'd be sad to see an internal combustion engine go, climate change is real. You know, got to look out the window to see. Also, I'm clumsy, so welcome. Sorry, Bert Racer got hold of me. Didn't get a chance to read the message fully. One thing I liked about Formula 1 is it has been fairly progressive. Someone forgot to change up a gear. Oh, cheers, dickhead. Yeah, Formula 1's been fairly progressive with KERS and the MGUH and all, you know, all that sort of side of the technology. Okay, what is it with you guys today? But they are in danger of being overtaken and left behind by Formula E or any other formula that might sprout up in the meantime, which is much more mainstream for road relevance. That was a punt. That was dirty from the German. Okay, so this race is full of buttholes. Didn't want to be going that sideways coming out of there. FYI. Okay, going down to first really does help with controlling the front end on that down left. I'm glad I'm getting away from the Spaniard behind me because he was lethal. Well, I was getting away from the Spaniard. Thank you, Tash. Lovely to have you here. That's cool. There, start again. Should come and hang out in the race. Get yourself a wheel. I'll teach you how to drive. Alright, Paul will teach you how to drive. I'll just tell you how to set it up. Okay, so this race has just settled down now to just guys doing their own pace. For me, my pace is hitting the wall apparently. Okay, so there's the former leader. I think he's doing his best to get out of the way. Knowing his races are in, I think he just smacked into the devil's butthole again. Uh-oh. Didn't want to be there. I think he's quit. Yeah, he's quit. Which Mario Kart? Because I warn you now, I'm bloody good at the GameCube version. Okay, that was a really poor last lap, but never mind. Also haven't got a Switch. Bring it? Alright. Come on, if you think you're hard enough. Nine laps, baby park, frantic weapons. Trust me, it'll be hilarious. Thank you very much. I should bring it home. I think where I started. This is what happens when you don't get punted up the arse by a Frenchman. Or a Spaniard. Although I am going to check back that replay, because I'm fairly sure he tried to take me out. I don't mean for dinner either. Why is he giving me compliments? I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Did I have the fastest lap? No, not quite. Why is my... Okay. That is why. I was fairly sure that Spaniard tried to take me out. What was that, lap 2? There or thereabouts. Talk amongst yourselves. Which I understand is a reference to something, but I'd be damned if I know what it is. Although I know what it was being paraphrased in, that was Stargate, and it was Richard Dean Anderson, Jack O'Neill doing it. I know it's not the original. I digress. So where did I start? Where did I start? 4th. O'Neill. 2 L's. Which I'm convinced is the way that they got around any copyright issues from the film. So, oh shit, I was down to 8th at one point. What happened? I can't remember. Yes, let's go on to the Greek. I'm fairly sure he rammed me at the butt. Well, he did that to me, so thanks. So let's see that again. Also, he completely fluffed it there. Missed a gear. So I got around him because he missed a gear. Then he hit me in the wheel arch, and then dived up me inside, putting me into the wall. Which then leaves me 8th. So there's the Spaniard that ended up following me home in 5th. He runs me wide once. Like, you could say that might have been a lock-up, but... So how did I end up 11th? Or was I just looking at 11th? Cone. Alright, well I'm up to 8th there. Oh yeah, so the Audi runs wide. Takes himself out of the equation a little bit. I'm behind the Spaniard. Right, this is what I'm thinking of, I think. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is this a... That is the biggest punt I've seen in a few days. Steering wheel, steering wheel, steering wheel. Oh yes, what happened there? It's hard to move this forwards and back in the right area. Okay, so he knows the other car's there and he just drifts it into the wall. Fantastic. And up ahead... Oh, he wasn't the leader. Or he was at the time. So let's get to the final lap. Alexa, stop. I didn't even set an alarm. Yeah. And then he, at the end of the race, said, you know, fast. You know, So, honestly, for those that... No, this is me asking a question. What the frack is going on with the penalty system at the moment? Because that was no penalty. I mean, it does seem to yo-yo between way too soft, like it is now, or way too harsh. So I'm actually feel quite lucky the fact I managed to keep that on the road. And this is I think it's a 99 SR lobby. Going. Beggars belief, really, doesn't it? But yeah, going back to the tech, I'd love a Corvette like this. I mean, you might call it sacrilege to fit a big V8. That made a funny noise. To fit a big V8 monster like this with electric motors and Kerrs and MGUH and all that sort of thing, but it's the way the world's going to go. And that can only lead to sort of NOS style acceleration. Gone. Just a flick of a mode. And let's face it, big American V8, big American dumb V8s, as much as they are fun, they're a dying breed. Oh, thank you, Tash. No way did I put myself off reading the comment. Although getting this car started from zero is wow. And dirty tyres, Jesus. Tash, you can't say sorry for saying I did. Piss up. Catch you later, Tash. See you for some Resi 6, Merc mode, or main game, depending on what we decide. Come on, game. Launch. Could have got around half a lap with this. It definitely does. Alright, there we go, finally. If I'm spinning off, someone has my attention. So that Spaniard is at the back again. How did he end up fifth right behind me? Must have just made it through the chaos. Just waiting for the wheel to go mental. And there we go, we have resting bitch face me again. So as always, for those that are new, welcome. And if you want to talk about, give us a heads up. I warn you, if it's about personal problems, my default response is drink a bottle of vodka. And there goes the wheel. So for all those on Twitch, welcome. Nice to see you here. If it's your first time, please feel free to give it a wee little follow. Trying to get myself up to affiliate, which is slow going, but we'll get there. And for those on YouTube, you crazy people, also welcome. You've joined a crazy stream, because apparently I can qualify fast, but I can't race fast. So, you know, if I have a clean race, I tend to go forwards. Ah, so we've got the other YouTuber, Dennis IMO? The Spaniard behind me. And feel free to say hello. For those that don't know, I'm new to using the wheel, so if I look a little bit shaky behind it, it's because I am. I'm still about 0.3 to 0.5 slower on the wheel than I am on the controller. But, you know, it's just a week or two of experience versus like 25 years of experience with a controller. The Irishman goes wide. There are points though when you're using a wheel, it just feels so right. Usually when you're having a good lap. Well, particularly the faster cars you get in, the more right it feels. It does feel damn right weird on a slow car. I raced the Daily Race Group A yesterday on the wheel and it was just shockingly weird. To the point I was just laughing my ass off going around Suzuka in the Toyota GT, 86 GT. Oh, so incredible. Damn it! Hello. Oh, there's my Spaniard friend. Oh, I like the paint, the livery on the Brits one there. Good old 90s Supra. So, you've witnessed my first death at the death chicane, or as I call it, the devil's butthole. Gonna be a fast clock here. Yeah, that Spaniard driver is a lethal weapon. And that Spaniard driver just hoofed off the other Brit. So we're seeing a theme here with Spaniards today. I'll break myself a little bit. Yeah, that was fair. Someone's deft in the deft chicane. Look like a green Aston. Great drive out of that one. Oh, looks like is that Mexican? Or no, it's Italian. Second a day out. Oh, faster clock up here. 4 drivers involved, so that's always good fun. So who's following me through? It's the Italian. Cheers, dude. There's the Spaniard again. So that turned from a victory into an absolute defeat. So thanks, dudes. This race is elbows out. Gotta say, I was waiting for that from one of them. Damn it! Yeah, right, fair. Half a mind to take out the Spaniard in front of me, but that's the Louis talking in my ear. There's my hazards. Who's going to get me? No! 26 thousandths. Wow. I'm getting a bit fed up with that Spaniard punting. So I put myself in that situation because I coked up at the death chicane. Still finished higher than my door card number, so that's a win. Can't be bothered to wait for the retort. Nice image to share, Paul, by the way. It's weird, though, having a British flag on that car. Just saying. I bet. Get the clutch. What kind of works? I can imagine anything's got to be more fun than this Corvette through that chicane. Well, that was an interesting way of taking it. You hear that? The tyre's dying of understeer. Might squeeze in 2 laps. Sure, aggressive on that. Well, if you get that corner wrong, you just lose time all the way down to that big hairpin at the end. I am turning a bit too late still, but getting more consistency. Okay, getting the nose to the corner through there really pays a lot of dividends. Slow in, fast out. Much more controlled too. Okay, so we've got a better exit out of the corner this time. So I'm losing time all three sectors at the moment, but it's heading in the right direction. May have cracked it. May have also reached my melting point. Whew. Does anyone else have the same issue with the PlayStation 4 kicking out so much damn heat? Honestly, I think it's like it's better than the space heater. So, as a congratulations to the people on Twitch, we have almost as many viewers as Chef... How do you say it? Chef Gog? Chef G on War. That dude. It's fast. So, thank you. So, do we have that Spaniard in the room? We do not. Thank God for that. And as always, thank you to both of those on YouTube and Twitch. Here's to you. That needed to have vodka in it, but you get the metaphorical point. I'm not as good as Bert Racer, literally drink driving, who's insanely good after he's had a few drinks. Also, if Katie is there, hearts go out to you. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling okay. Whoa! Jetpacks. Somebody wasn't ready for the race. Come on, accelerate on grass. This is a rally car, right? Whew. Hello, boat racer. What is it with these damn Portuguese drivers? Will you ask Ziggy, please? I'm having trouble with Spaniards today. There's so many dive bombers today, it's unreal. And Livy's not even in the forum. Really? It's funny how it works, isn't it? Hello, Louis. Speak of the devil and he shall arise. You're not getting down there again, dude. That was Ziggy, was it? Or were you sending it on that one? But, let's be honest. It was him, was it? We're going to have to figure out a name for our team, by the way. The 86 and 87ers. Since we all seem to be the rough same age. Yep. And Sienta's name is Tash, by the way, but... we'll think of something. The 86 and 87 is +1. That was a poor one. Oof. Yeah, I've been calling him Ziggy too. With you guys here, I think I might have more viewers than... how do you pronounce it? Chef G on War? This is not bad for a Tuesday afternoon, is it? Is it one word, Chef G on War? Chef is in the town? Yeah, he's online. Have fun, Tash. See you for Resi 6 later on. Thank you, Tash. We actually live about 3 miles away from each other. Because of lockdown, haven't seen her in months. If you ask nicely, Bert, she'll do her phone voice for you. Yes, I saw you got to 100. When we started racing together, I think you were in the 30s. I was in the late teens, early 20s, and now you're at 100. So I'm feeling immensely jealous. But it's obviously a winning personality that's got you the viewers. I mean, I was watching you last night. It's how I ended up staying online for so damn long. And I'm guessing they all like you. Oh, do you know what? I still haven't checked out on your stream, the way when I murdered Hybrid Theory. Can you give us a timestamp on that, and I'll have a look, because I can't remember when the hell I did it. Cheers, dude. Also, lovely to see you here. Like old times. Oh, thank you very much. I think we both have our set up to auto-host each other. If Ziggy does any sort of streaming, tell him I'll quite happily auto-host him. Yeah, I think you can have 5. Okay, that was a slow but consistent race. Quite frankly, I was just trying to keep it out of the wall. Yeah, I think we need to get on the... what's it? Autopolis one. We need to get on that one at some point. I don't know the track, so it's going to be fun learning it, frankly. How to do this. It really is, but when I've been describing on the stream today, when you can get into a good lap, the wheel, it feels like an extension of yourself, an actual whoa sort of moment. Like you're not sitting in a chair, sitting in a living room or your bedroom or whatever. You feel like you're actually there for a couple of seconds. All you can see is the road ahead of you. The wheel feels like it's a part of your body. Other times, I'm thinking, Christ, I'm faster on the controller. Yeah, I did see your message about you looking at a more expensive wheel. The only thing I can say is, yes, go for it. But make sure you're getting the most out of what you've got first. I think that sounds fair. From what I've learned from watching Super GT and Rory Alexander, is they say I'll come back to you a second on that point, on that in a sec, Paul. What the guys on YouTube say is that the load sensing cell or something or other in the pedals is a game changer. And obviously the Fanatec, the big massive motor, is brilliant, but you have to know how to get the most out of it. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to max out this first, because I'm still improving, so I'm not going to upgrade for a while. But if you think you can get the most out of it, go for it. Yeah, exactly that. And for immersion pull, wheel 100%. Absolutely no query on it. But if you do get into a race with a controller, then you're absolutely in the zone. Yeah, you can get there, but it's much less often. So here's a question for you, Bert. Can you pair up a load cell V3S with the G29 wheel? Interesting. That could be a game changer. WTF1, they did I've sadly not watched it, I've seen bits of it. They did a comparison between wheels that cost £100, £1,000 and £100,000. So, you know, your bog standard one, G29, and basically an F1 sim. And you really can buy rigs that move around like that to give you the sense of G-force and that sort of thing. Not on PS4. Yeah, that's fair. It is an investment. If you're starting to earn money from the channel, it's an investment that'll pay off. So you can just put it aside for the wheel. Particularly if you get it on a spread the cost deal. And no matter what the outcome is, I bet Louis says, punt them. Having some sort of feedback on the pedals would be bloody brilliant, wouldn't it? Just musing. Oh, man. I haven't done that in like a whole day. True brake. So what does the mod A cost and B give you? A better feel? I mean, obviously that's what you're aiming for. Or just more progressive depression of the pedal? I hope you mean quid. So I don't have any quos. Costs? Okay. So is it basically just a add-on, a insert or something? Or software update? Thank you very much. That makes sense. Whoops. Surprised that didn't give me a penalty. Right, I'm just going to do the devil's anus. Then I'll check the picture. And I'll leave it up on screen for Bert while I pop to the gents while this is loading into the next race. So that time there puts me roughly level with my best time. That's annoying. That's good also, but it's also annoying. Oops. Right. Right. I shall return in a few moments. I should probably add, this is not a channel advertising for Logitech. So that's, as Paul's just said, it's basically an engineering spring and chamber with a rubber bullet that makes the pedal travel minimal but relies on pressure. So, does that replace the entire middle pedals? Like you yank the whole lot out, you're just replacing the mechanism? What? Oh, excuse me. We're starting fifth. Pogo's in this again, I remember him. That's the only one I recognise. Either way, that's interesting. Oh yeah, headset. So that didn't go particularly well. Did the sensible thing and I still ended up hitting the wall. So, if YouTube or Twitch get angry about the fact of seeing essentially an advertisement on there, I'm not being paid to do that. So, Paul, for someone who like me, who has a minimal degree of ability with a screwdriver, to the point where I've modified some of my own N64 controllers, like replaced some of the joysticks and that sort of thing, and asked around with some console mods, that sort of thing. Quite easy to do. I presume, is there any soldering involved, or is it literally just like putting together, well, I put together my PC as well. Is it like Molex sort of connectors, that sort of deal? Just using the G29. Welcome to the channel, man like Samo. Please feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you're on. But just glad to have you here. So welcome. So yeah, it's a G29. It's only my first week of using it, so I'm still getting used to it. But Paul and I on YouTube are talking about various modifications and where to go from after that. So, do you drive on GT Sport, R Factor, and Set Course or anything like that? If so, do you use a wheel or controller? Because I'm at the crucial point where I'm still faster with a controller, but I'm learning the wheel. I want to say rapidly, but it's not. Wow, okay, this Corvette is quick in a straight line. Duh. So yeah, if it's your first time here, welcome. Or if it's your multiple times here, also welcome. I shouldn't gloat, because it's happened to me too many times. And absolute kudos to the Spaniard up ahead, Wacky, 176. Wacky? Weak? Pronunciation is not my thing, as we've already discovered on this stream. One thing I have learned is to go through the S's there much more calmly. If I can work a screwdriver. Let me guess, lefty tighty, righty loosey, right? Right? I know it's not. Well, I put together my PC, so sounds within the realm of possibility. Okay, that was a decent race. Just waiting for other people to make mistakes. I like being in that zone in a race where you're comfortable in your own speed. You're not necessarily setting the world on fire, but because of the track that it is, it's yeah, it's difficult for other guys. Am I hosting? Also, welcome, Kino. I do host other Twitch VODs, like Bert Racer, and Dented Lima, and a few others. Ooh. Okay, so I see what you mean. Yeah, it's all about the D21. So it's for the PS4 version and the Xbox version. That's pretty cool. I suppose it's the same rig, isn't it? I hear you. So, Keanu, what do you mean by am I hosting? Or have I managed to actually answer that for you? And thank you very much, Paul. I would definitely look into that. So, where might you find a reputable retail site? Oops. Or did it have the link on there? Oh yeah, it's on there. No, it's not my lobby. This is just a daily race B. If you're new to GT Sport, the daily races are, well, they're not daily, they're the weekly races. So why they got it on that, called that, who bloody knows. Basically, you get 3 races and different groups, categories, rules, that sort of thing. You got the A race, which is mental. Yeah. The B race, which is the one what I'm doing, which is Group 3, which is the group I like. I like racing Group 3 cars. And Group 4, which is Autopolis, which I'm going to have to do it later at some point. But Group Race C typically has fuel tyre wear on it, which I do prefer doing on courses that I know. So, you know, Sao Paulo, Austria, you get the idea. But at the moment, I'm learning the wheel. So, I've said it 100 times this stream already. I'm learning the wheel. I'm faster on controller. But going through this is a tricky course, particularly with the Devil's Death Chicane on it. So, I'm happy that I'm creeping up towards my controller pace. So, sadly, it's not my lobby, but this is the daily races. The daily, weekly races. Yes, I will, Paul. Thank you very much for the hints on that. And for some reason, your comments aren't moving on. There we go. Hopefully that sorts it. Yeah, sorry, Paul, your comments weren't moving. That was weird. So yeah, I'll definitely give that a YouTube. I think you might have made a couple of sales to them. Out of curiosity, have you ever used a Fanatec? That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Do you find with the mod, running without ABS is much more fun and realistic? More progressive? Uh-oh, Dive Bomb 1987's on the timesheets. Louis. Why are you a second away from your 2 times? What are you playing at, mate? Oh, don't tell me he's gone over to the wheel as well now. Because Louis, you're a controller man, aren't you? Or am I getting my wires crossed? Probably. That's fair. Unfortunately, I have to use it because I'm a little bit of a driving tard. Although that one race when we were driving around Austria in the dry tyres in the wet, we were all using no ABS, and that was quite, one, fun, and B, informative. I'm betting with your sort of load cell, that made it feel so much nicer. Well, I'll say nicer, it's all relative, isn't it? That's fair, Paul. And Louis, you should make Bert aware of that, because that will show him that he's missing out using the controller. He's an advocate of the wheel. I think I am, as far as tyre wear goes. I mean, I can see that I'm smoother, I mean, particularly through a corner like this, if I'm not pushing 100%. So, for a group daily race C, or a FIA event, it can only be good in the long run, but some people do just have more speed on the controller and more control, literally. I did note it was a complete lock-up fest in on those races, but I did enjoy it and I learned a bit. Like, don't do that race. You saw nothing. Had to be done eventually, didn't it? Right, so this is going to be my last race for the afternoon, because quite frankly it's going into the evening at 6 o'clock, so quite logically. But I'll be going over to Resident Evil 6 at 6 o'clock. Well, I'll be going for dinner at 6 o'clock. Do you know what? I should go back and watch. I'm going to have to redo that because I wasn't paying attention when I was braking. I'm going to have to go back and watch the first night I did on the wheel. That was my second night of using the Midnight ISO account, or third night. And I know I was just hacksawing away. Overcompensating, undercompensating, a whole damn lot. There was what, 3 seconds a lap off my controller time? At least now I'm finishing on the podium in the races as well. The raw speed will come eventually, I hope. Not if I do that. Corner cut. That is satisfying to go quickly through there. Quickly is subjective for the ticks temps off. So Paul, the one thing I really struggle with most at the moment is reacting to when there's a problem. So if someone gives me a tap, I definitely cannot control it in the same way as I would do on the controller. But it's all experience, isn't it? Then again, when that Spaniard went into my right hand side right here earlier on an hour ago, I did hold it and made the braking point, which surprised the heck out of me. M8, you know what? I'm glad you answered that, because I've got a stand which my pedals are on now, which is part of one which, oh fantastic, which comes, I can bolt the wheel to. Problem is, where I've got my desk and all that, I can't fit the damn thing under the, never mind, doesn't matter. But it came with 2 screws for the base, which bolts the pedals to it, and it just does this. So yeah, 2 more screws, M8, thank you for that information. Where were you, like, well, I suppose where you were 2 weeks ago, you were on the channel. Where were you 6 months ago when I was thinking about doing all this? FR4JN. What? Bert. P8. Dude. Well, that's the price you pay for being in a rank race, isn't it? I'm 6th. I'm slower than you. It's all rank, isn't it? Oh, excuse me. Have fun, mate. Just try and get to roughly what your door card number is. That is the main concern. From what a lot of the YouTubers have said, is if you finish either above your door card number or in the top 5, you're doing well. Oh, that's fair, mate. So you've definitely picked up GT Sport rather rapidly. But again, so a driving game's a driving game. So, if I may ask, what's the benefits of, say, of Assetto Corsa or R Factor or iRacing? I think I called it I Factor and R Racing earlier. So 1:37.6 for a top time, and I'm capable of doing it on 1:38.7 on a wheel that I'm not fully up to speed on in a car that's not the fastest. Or do you mean that was the guy on pole? That's probably the guy on pole, isn't it? But it's one of those things, Paul, isn't it? The more effort you put in, the more rewards you get out of the car and learning. Damn it. It's my own damn fault. It's okay going though. Might even hold off the Porsche. Ah! Okay, what is it with the Italians and the Spaniards today? Does that... Oh, Christ. Because that Italian came from... Rage quit. That Italian came from so far back. Ah, yeah. Less of a rage quit, more just I couldn't be bothered with that one. So that was one from earlier. I'll try and find the one with Bert. I think it was that one. Does that mean you're home, Tash? Take your time, Tash. There's no hurry. Right, so... Ooh. Share it on the... on the dude angle, and I'll definitely give it a look. So I can't remember what happened in the rest. I do love the replay feature in this game though, it looks so pretty. Alright, so what's Bert at the front doing? Are you going for the win in that funky ass car of his? Right, I'm sure I'll join the action at some point in this. I typically always have a slow first lap on the wheel. Oh, so Bert ends up back here. What happened there? So he's in the lead. Gives a nerf. Sniper face gives him a bit of a nerf. Yeah, Bert's racing too, just in another lobby at the moment. This is last night's race. So this was a good moment. Of course, he's in the Supra, and you just watch that Corvette go. I didn't close him out because I knew he was going to be there. He's going defensive into the devil's butthole. That sounds weird. So I took it so much easier than those guys, and they still came out slower. Viewing it from this angle makes it feel so slow. What did Bert do? I just ran wide. May have hit the exit. I actually want to start turning the wheel while I'm doing this. It's a replay. Whoops. I keep forgetting that the back on the D-pad on this isn't look behind. Okay, let's get forward so something interesting happens. Oh, yeah, we were very... I did it again. We were very over... Awesome, mate. I love looking at that. Over generous to each other. Which basically ended up pushing him back into Bert. Oh, but I tell you what, hearing the sound of that Corvette is just so good. Ah, so he was favourite for that race. I do remember I didn't bother going defensive into that corner because I knew I had the straight line speed. And when you trust a driver, it's pretty nice. I guess we both hit the wall a little bit there. I do take a weird line through there, don't I? So all that has really done is push Window Crazy into Bert. And let Sniper get away. Whoops. I mean, he's properly gone. He's like 2 corners ahead. That's because of my lack of speed at that point. There I did go defensive. Just parking it on the apex. But does Bert get through? He does! Did that for you, Bert. I didn't, but... Well, that was a good one. Right, well, we are going to leave it there. Because even this stream, how long's it been going? Nearly 3 hours. So, only half as long as the one last night. Anywho, thank you all for joining. Paul, thank you very much for all of the info and all the pictures and everything. It is all greatly appreciated. Thank you for all the other guys. Louis for the dive bombing sentiment. Bert for appearing. It's always good to have you here, mate. Tash, always a pleasure to have you here. And anyone else who has joined either on Twitch or YouTube. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Catch you in the next one.